Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents. You'll proudly mow the lawn. Ask if anybody noticed you mowed the lawn. Tell people to stay off the lawn. Compare it to your neighbor's lawn. And complain about having to mow the lawn again. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance, which, of course, will go right into the lawn. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Sunny D. Welcome to tonight's show. Guys, y'all want to say hi?
What's going on, good people? You already know it's your boy, Clint.
What up, though? It's your boy, Willie Styles. What's good, people?
Right. We got a great and on-time topic for you guys tonight. Today is January 10th, 2019. I got to keep saying 2019 because I keep saying 2018 at work, and I got to get to the 2019 mark.
Can I give a quick shout out? Can I give a quick shout out to my brother Frank? His birthday was yesterday. He just turned 18. Yeah, that was the brother I told y'all. Remember, he had that incident where he got shot, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just turned 18 yesterday. You think he a grown man? He ain't a grown man yet, but I love him dearly, so I just wanted to shout him out.
Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, love, bro.
Right. What I was about to say, Clinton, you threw me off. If you're listening right now, you're on blogtalkradio.com/GFT Radio Show. And if you listen to the playback, you're either on SoundCloud, Google Play Music, iTunes, where else? YouTube. I think I got all of them.
Yeah, you got all of them.
Right? If you want to cop some merchandise, go to teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. Get y'all some merchandise. Rock that. Tag us on Instagram, our Facebook page, on our Twitter. You know, or hit us up if you rocking it. You got a Snap and you follow us on Snap. Let us know. Show us y'all love us. So do it that way.
Facts.
If you guys want to call in, definitely the phone number is 657-383-1155. Do not be shy. I know y'all want to get y'all opinions out on this topic we're talking about. Y'all know mostly everybody has watched the Surviving R. Kelly. And we want to talk about him and a couple other people too, but we want to dive into this and have this conversation because it should be had, and it'll be definitely an eye-opener for everybody, you know. For those who didn't watch, it's like a spoiler alert. So, you know, you get to kind of get an idea of what the show is about and what we're talking about. So definitely do not be shy to call in. Again, it's 657-383-1155. Willie, are you on Twitter? Or am I putting you out there?
Yep, I'm about to get on Twitter right now.
All right.
So
you guys can
hit us up on Twitter if y'all shy on the phone line.
Yes.
Hit us
at GFT_radio. Hit us up there if you want to make your voice heard there as well. So y'all want to I know I watched the series. Did any of you?
I mean, I watched. I think I watched up to episode 4.
Mhm.
And you know, it really didn't shed like. This is why I wanted to talk about it. Well, I want to let Willie speak, see if he's seen it before we dive in.
No, yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I don't really watch TV, so like I haven't had a chance to really get on there and check it out yet. So hopefully soon.
Yeah, okay. And I ain't mad at you because, you know, you get a little bit more information about other girls and it goes into detail about some of the stuff about how they used to have young girls in the studio, beds in the studio, this, that, and the third. My whole thing with it is, and the bigger picture is, you know, to me, R. Kelly already been canceled. I've been canceled R. Kelly about 15, 16 years ago. So, like, you know, I didn't need to watch it to feel some type of way. I already did. Once I seen that video, I was about 18, 19, with him and that young girl, and they talked about her and the other girl that was in the video. She was there. She actually was you know, she the one that took the tape and gave it back. You see that in the documentary. She was
in the video too.
Yeah, she was in the video too. Not the young girl he was peeing on, but it was the other young one at the time. So with me, he was already canceled. What pisses me off is, you know, that's why I said I wanted to name it Fake Outrage, because it shouldn't have took this documentary for people to already had canceling. You know, to already have, you feel me, it shouldn't have been an eye-opener. And then, what about all his accomplices? That's what I call his entourage. They were all accomplices, in my opinion. So I feel like all of them are guilty. They had his former road manager or something in there. I think he might have just got arrested as well. I think I read that. But you helping facilitate the marriage with Aaliyah, forging documents. You feel me? You go in there, you see young girls, but you're not saying anything. Yeah.
He was there, and he was like, "Yeah, feel like she wanted me to help her."
Exactly.
What?
Like, are you serious? So
that whole thing pissed me off a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like Sparkle, I got pissed off. I said this on our Instagram Live. Sparkle pissed me off because if you knew how he was with young girls prior to meeting the girl that was in the video, your niece, that was 14, you brought her in, and on top of that, you're telling us that how he used to control you, and you weren't even one of those girls to him, but he was still trying to control you. Why would you walk your niece into that situation?
Exactly.
And they be like, I can't believe it's a problem.
Say that again?
I said it's a problem. I don't understand that.
It's full of enablers. It was full of enablers, but everybody was trying to get a piece of the cake. You know what I mean? This is the most addictive drug isn't crack, heroin, or any of that. It's fame and money. And everybody around him was trying to get a piece of that fame and money, including Sparkle. That's why they kept their mouth shut. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't have no respect for any of them coming on a thing, talking about, like, what about you? You're just as guilty. You feel me? All of y'all are just as guilty. You know, they interviewed his brothers on there as well. And, you know, one brother was like, well, that's just his preference. I got a preference as older women. He got a preference as young girls.
the one that was locked up, right?
Yeah, I'm like how crazy you sound. Now, granted, you know, all of them claim they was molested, and I don't put it past them. They were sexually abused, raped as young boys by their older sister. Okay, but that trauma, just because you were traumatized, doesn't give you the right to go traumatize everybody else.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Your pain doesn't allow you to inflict pain on others.
Right.
You understand? Like, that to me was and I mentioned this on my blog. I did a little short paragraph on my blog about we got to stop worshiping these celebrities. Do you know the man was just at an event, 2 days ago? I just seen it on Twitter, and somebody was like, it was his birthday party. But he there singing, and you still got a bunch of women in there, a little small club, singing along, screaming with. Like, are we serious?
Yeah.
This is what y'all support?
Even when you listen to like when the other girl parents, when he started after he got found not guilty for the minor and all that stuff, he upgraded. Like I think he got smart enough to know that he can mess with young girls, but he needs to catch them at the age of consent. And that's what he was doing. And the one girl mom, not even the one, the couple of girls' moms, they were like, parents were like, oh yeah, well we know he had a case, but he got found not guilty, and so we figured that it was the people trying to get the money, and then all of a sudden it happens to their child. And I feel like this, I feel like this. and I said this to one of my friends today, we were talking about it. I said, I feel like if I'm, not to say, like, if I'm not any person, right, and I'm cool with you, and I found out that you got some charges with messing with minor females, I'm not going to put you, I have a teenager, I'm not going to put you around her. There's never going to be a situation where you're going to be around her, because I already have, like, 3 people saying that you molest girls, or it's documented that you do, or, you know, mess with younger girls than what your age is, then I'm going to keep my child away from you. And for y'all to be like, oh, well, I thought she was going to be okay, and blah, blah, blah. I never thought that this would happen to her because, you know, the charges got dropped and blah, blah, blah. You don't bring, why would you then bring your child around? You don't know.
Right.
100% sure, and I'm pretty sure you know that's him in the video. And it's crazy.
Mm. Yeah.
But I was just explaining to a friend of mine. of a situation that I'm really not going to go into detail, but I feel like in those types of situations, this is the problem I have with the justice system about the age of consent. It's a problem because when you look at that situation, okay, so the age of consent may be 16 in some states, 17 in the other states. I feel like, and at the same time, a parent, like if I find out that my minor child is being addressed or talked to or dating an older person, sleeping with an older person, or whatever the case may be, if I go to the police with proof, there's nothing I can do if my child is not willing to make a statement.
Now,
which is crazy as hell. Like, I can show you that this is what's going on between them. Like, I can show you whether or not they having sex, they sexting, all this stuff. Nothing can happen without that child, who probably thinks nothing is wrong, has to make a statement to the police. And you can't force them. You cannot force them. You can't do nothing to make them do it, because if they go to court and the judge say, are you making this state willingly, and they say, no, my mom or my dad said I had to say this, that case is thrown out. You have to have a willing complainant. This is why the case got, this is why he got found not guilty back in 2008, was because that child's parents wasn't coming forward, and neither was they sending their child to come forward.
Yeah, they got paid off.
You can't really make a case without a victim.
But here's my thing.
And if that child doesn't feel like they're a victim, there's no case to be made.
Yeah, but here's my thing. Now, with all that, because I had the same conversation with Alex. You know, Alex was calling to the show last Friday. Me, him, my boy Marcus was having the same conversation. Now, with me, like I said, I don't fuck with R. Kelly. R. Kelly is canceled. That young girl, when he made that video, that girl was like 13, 14.
Yeah.
She was still a child. Now, let's go to the 16, 17. That's still young. That's still a child. But here's where, you know, people may have an issue with me. You know, because I remember being 16, 17 in high school. And I remember a lot of these 16, 17-year-old girls were actively seeking out older dudes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were actively, and they wasn't shy about it. You feel me? I remember vividly having a conversation in English class one time with Trenton High, and the girl was like, I like other dudes because they more mature than y'all. Now, on the same token, I lose respect for them older dudes because I know as a male, he taking advantage of her because, you know, he should know better. He knows she's not fully, you know what I mean? And then I blame a lot of y'all, older women in society, because we always go with this notion that girls mature faster than boys, which is a total lie. Unless you're talking about physically or something. But as far as mentally, you know, you may have some girls mature faster than some boys, but, you know what I mean? To me, in my growing up, and my experience, it was, you know, case-by-case basis of who was mature and who was not. It wasn't that just young girls were more mature. But I know for a fact, and Alex was going back and forth, but nah, bro, you can't blame them. He should know better. I'm like, bro, I agree with you. That older guy is a savage. Mm-hmm. He is to be shunned in the community. But at the same time, I know for a fact that young girl was trying to take advantage of the situation herself because she seen that older dude had money.
Right.
Yeah.
He
And
had that nice car.
I didn't even go in front because I know some girls that I know that dated older people.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So
I think a lot of it is. I think a lot of it is who's complaining and why. That's my thing. So
true.
That's why I've always kind of rode the fence on this R. Kelly thing because at the time, and I want to put it in perspective. A lot of people had their opinions on the R. Kelly thing at the time when the girl was doing when that video got released and it was like, oh, she this age and this is R. Kelly, this is what's going on, and then people were like, this situation proves the point of R. Kelly always going after young girls, and I know a lot of people were feeling like it was kind of like case closed, right? I think a lot of the split came in the people who didn't want to believe it and the people who felt like it was a ploy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then there was the situation with Aaliyah, which, and like I say, I've always admitted, I always felt like that was a ploy in a different angle, you know what I mean? And didn't feel like it was kind of like viable as an issue at the time. I felt like it was a publicity stunt. I felt like it was something that they were doing to try to just get this girl on and to make her big news at the time. Mm-hmm. The feelings and the social stance at the time was a lot different back then. I mean, you got right now. This is prime time, and just kind of back to what me and Sonny were talking about in the pre-show, is that this is prime time that if you state a claim, people are going to act on it, right? You state a claim, as we can see, they already opened the criminal investigation against R. Kelly now. The thing is, people are going to act on it now. This is the I won't say the decade, but this is the 5 years of the victim. This is the year to be a victim. Last year and this year, it's the year to be a victim. Before 2018, 2017, being a victim was a problem. You couldn't be a victim before 2017. You got shunned, you got attacked, you got berated, and like I said, even I felt at the time back then like the situation wasn't all what it seemed, especially when, like you said, Sonny, they never showed up or they never pushed for the court. There was all the rumors about the payoff. There was the rumors about her being, older than what they claimed. Believe me, it was a lot more to it than just what was supposed to be facts. You know what I mean? So there were so many different stories, and this is an age when, I mean, honestly, social media was infancy at the time. So we didn't have channels like we have now to have these discussions. We didn't have information the way we have now to be able to prove or to push an agenda and to be able to get people, riding the same way. Not to give anybody an excuse, I'm just saying, it is what it is at the time. But I think, too, is that, and what hasn't changed as a society is that we still have this thing where we need more than one person to come forward in order for us to feel it's truth. Okay.
Well, not even that, because you have people. Not even. I wouldn't even go so far as we need one or more people. You talking about you have multiple females that are telling you what he has done, right?
No. I'm talking about before now. I'm talking about before now. I'm talking about before. But yeah, what I'm saying is that is that because back, you got to think back then it was hearsay and rumor. Oh, we hear that R. Kelly like to mess with young girls. It was always like, well, prove it. And the one time they almost proved it, the girl never showed up, and the family dropped the case because, like you said, there was the whole rumor that they got paid off, which is probably more than likely true. I would say 99.9% sure it's true.
They showed
the problem
on the documentary. They showed that the one girl, the girl that was in the video, her dad still works for R. Kelly to this day.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like the thing is there's still a problem in our society where we still don't believe victims until we feel like we can believe a victim, and it seems like it has to be this chorus. You got to have a chorus. Now, we all know that people lie. We all know people have agendas, and it's got to, there's going to be those times that's going to happen. But we still are at this point where it's taking this documentary with, I don't know how many people is in the documentary, but it sounds like there's, tens of people who are now saying, yeah, this was a problem, this happened, and there's the wife. I know I've heard about a couple of different females who have been on social media, been on interviews and things of that nature. So it seems like we still always have to have this chorus before we believe anybody. You know what I mean? And I think that's part of the problem because a lot of people still won't buy into it until they feel like, oh, now it's enough. It wasn't enough people talking about it when it was 1985 or 1990 when the two or three women were talking about Bill Cosby, but 2017, 2018, there's 83 women coming forward. Now it's a problem. You know what I mean? So it's like.
But even that, because even with the R. Kelly thing, like a lot of those people that was the newly, like the one girl that he waited, like he met her at 15. Had sex with her, managed her at 17, and then once she turned 18, her parents never saw her again. It was like, oh, well, we knew about the allegations, but we thought they were false. And now look at them; they're in a situation where their daughter they hadn't seen their daughter in 3 years. We're talking about current 2018. Right. They still haven't seen their daughter in 3 total years. So it's like you had the evidence back then, you ignored it, and now you put your child in harm's way, and now your child is gone. And now you feel like you feel like shit because you knew this back in the day, and you like, oh no, he was found out guilty. Now you're in that situation.
That's people in their agendas, right? That's always people in their agendas. I mean, like you said with the Sparkle thing, like when I heard about the Sparkle situation, and is it her niece or whatever, or cousin, and her bringing somebody, and Sparkle been talking about R. Kelly being bold to her. Been talking about R. Kelly being abusive. Been talking about R. Kelly being, overly, just not a person she really wanted to deal with. But to hear that she actually took family members to help after the fact, it's agendas. And that's the sad part.
Yeah.
But then you have the flip side of this, where I have a problem with it is the people like his wife or his ex-wife. And the other girl that says that he, kept her from seeing her family, and she wanted to see her family, as well as she felt like he was abusive to her. That's where I got a problem with it. It's like, that's unacceptable. If you want to celebrity worship and you want to be a part of somebody's life so bad that you will give up everything, that's on you. I'm sorry, I don't have any empathy or sympathy for that. I'm sorry, I can't. I really can't. I want to ride with people who talk about that, who are mad about that. But I can't ride with you on being mad at R. Kelly about that. I'm mad at the person who made that choice to be so caught up in celebrity that they want to give up everything to be with R. Kelly, knowing that the man is one. He wants to be with multiple women. He wants to have control over people's lives. I mean, when I heard about like I said, I haven't seen it, but my fiance was telling me about the what they call it, the wife's situation, and she was saying how she had been abused, she had been cheated on, and he hit her with a surprise wedding. You're talking about control when a man actually plans a whole wedding for you and then gets you to marry him on something that you had nothing to. That's control. That's total over control attitude.
And you got to
take responsibility. The house. She couldn't leave the house.
You got to take responsibility to walk away from that. You know, you got to take responsibility to walk away. And the thing is R. Kelly's made this point, and this is where I feel him. He's made the point. He has not kept these women captive. He just they can walk away from it. It's their choice, and they're making the choice to stay. Now, being abusive, that's unacceptable. But giving them the option of staying, but not dealing with anybody outside of that household, and them you know leaving, that's on them. That becomes their issue. They need to. Now, him taking advantage of that is also wrong in my eyes. But I can't. He can't be arrested on that. There's no law. There's no law against somebody being stupid enough to be with you just because it's a stupid thing to be with you. Being stupid is not illegal, unfortunately.
No, but I feel like this though. I feel like this. From what they were describing, it was a form of psychological mental abuse going on, right? So to the point where they were explaining how they weren't able to leave the room, go to the bathroom. Everything they did, they had to call him before they did it to get the okay. Like to the point where they were walking down the hallway. Yeah. Like it was like that how all of them were describing how he was in certain instances. Like you have to be this, you have to do this, you have to do that, and if you talk to somebody and smile at somebody,
think about your boy Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's super controlling. He has it where his people
that's what I'm saying. Like the one young girl that met him and left after a year. The one young girl that met him, she said that he had some rules, but once she said she was dating him or whatever. He wanted her to meet the girls, quote unquote. And then when she went down there, she met the girl that was in the video and the other one that was on TMZ. She said, and that was her cue to leave him the hell alone. Because in that moment, she was like, oh, hell no. And she left him alone. That's when she found out she had an STD and all that stuff. So I feel like once you are aware of what you're walking into, and you still walk in, and like this is why I feel like he attracted the right type of female, like the broken ones that would just
Yeah, and
I wouldn't even say that.
Like I said, like I said, I think what it is, he attracts all the females, and then the ones that get so caught up in that whole mind game and want to be a part of that situation, I think he just takes advantage of that. And I think, as a serial gaslighter and psychological abuser, I feel like that's definitely a reason not to support what he's doing, not to support him as an artist or as because he's using his celebrity to take advantage of situations, right? I think that's dangerous. That's extremely dangerous. And so, oh, go ahead, Clint.
And then he was making music off that. He was making songs like promoting that.
My thing is, he took advantage of society's vanity and society's. That's why I blame the media too. He took it, like you said, he took advantage of his celebrity, but also what is promoted in society. Like we celebrity worship, so like you said, he attract all women. Got all these women screaming, throwing their panties at him on stage. Why? When has you know what I mean? Why? Just because he can sing? You know what I mean? That's the issue. To me, it's like we hold these people, we put these people on pedestals that they don't deserve because they got a special skill. We call them geniuses. I'm reading. Well, you got to separate the person from the art. Like who? Like that's the same person. Like what type of rationalization is that? Yeah.
And then to know that his songs were like that, and then he even when they were talking about how he called himself the Pied Piper. Everybody and like they were saying, everybody knows the Pied Piper is a person that can get kids to come to them.
Yeah.
And it was
and
it's ironic for him to dub himself with that name. All the names he could have named himself. It was like that's what we're going with. Like he was like doing subliminally mind fucking people or gaslighting people, and they're like, oh, that's a great name. Like that's crazy.
And here's how other people, here's how they rationalize this. And this is another issue I have. That's why I said, like, the conversation bigger than R. Kelly. It's, like, in society, to me, it's acceptable by masses of people. For the reason being, every time you listen to black folk, every time we talk about R. Kelly, first thing people want to say is, well, what about Hugh Hefner?
Yeah.
They ain't do this to Hugh Hefner. My thing is, why are we holding Hugh Hefner as a standard? If Hugh Hefner, they said, you know what I mean? Like, they said he had a 10-year-old Brooke Shields taking pictures in the tub, naked pictures. So to me, he's just as savage and trifling as anybody. So just because white America didn't go after him, why are we using him as a standard? Like, where's the accountability for us?
Yeah, they always say, why are you trying to bring they trying to bring a black man down? What? So it's just about him? Exactly. Like, what about the fucking shit he did?
Exactly.
So nobody cares what he did to black females, but it's okay because you're trying to keep a black man down. I need y'all to miss this.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Are we missing a point?
I'm glad you said that. And here's where I know a lot of people gonna get mad at me. This movement. I think I spoke about it before. That you know what I mean. And Willie brought it up earlier about everybody a victim now. This movement that nobody cares about black women or black women.
Nobody protecting black women.
Yeah, nobody protecting black women. This, that, and the third. I'm like, all right, now y'all getting out of control. You feel me? Y'all taking this victim thing a little bit too far because that's not completely true. You feel me? That's not completely true. It's a human thing, if anything. It's a human thing and a society thing. My thing is we always talk about, to me, women get more sympathy than young boys. Not once do you hear in dominant society and mainstream media do we talk about how so many young boys out here are being molested, taken advantage of by other women and men.
Mm-hmm.
We don't never talk about that. It's always the black women, you know what I mean? I know some black women who are predatory. A lot of them. You feel me? But all of a sudden, now, since, like Willie said, we're in the age of everybody want to play the victim. All right, to all the true victims out there, I empathize with you. I'm with you. To all the dudes that, you know what I mean? I want them under the jail. But at the same time, we need that same energy for our young boys. We need to protect our young boys. Because if you don't protect our young boys and they feel as though, they're being shunned, guess what? You're just going to repeat the cycle. Because at some point, they're going to think, well, it's all right, and that's how they're going to view life. That's how they're going to end up viewing you. So if you don't go to your son, just like you go to your daughter, about watching out for predators, male and female, the cycle just going to continue. You know what I mean? This ain't no black women are the most unprotected, nobody protect. Like, nah, miss me with that. Miss me with that.
And you know what's crazy too, Clint? Because we talked about this on the show. We talked about I forget what show it was. We talked about that too, about how like I said, I know guys that were molested or sexually assaulted by people that were older than them, by family members like that, whatever, and that's not talked about. And this is why, like even I think we talked about it one time about I was watching the SVU episode, and we talked about we talked about people using their power over that, and I was like how the guy, his PO, raped him, and his wife swore it down. He just had sex with her. Like, she ain't raped you. You're a man. And it's like, no, it's like And this is why I say that, and I always say that too, because I have a son. I would hate for something to happen to him because I'm so focused on my daughter that I'm not thinking about him. I want to think about both of them because I don't want anything like that to happen to either one of them. And it feels like, and I think people do miss the fact that it does happen to men and boys, and because that, especially with men, because they're grown, and it's a man if he gets raped, it's like, oh, what you mean you get raped by a woman? Like it's like. People laugh at that, like, what? You better get that. Like, if an older woman talks to a young boy, it's like, oh, it's like, oh, well, you better get that. And it's like, no, it's the same thing. It's statutory rape, regardless of whether it's a female or a boy being raped. It's the same thing. And like with a man, it can happen, and they need to break that standard of not seeing females as a predator. You got Mary Kay Letourneau that was messing with a fucking middle schooler, grown ass lady married with kids, sleeping with a middle schooler and getting pregnant. But like it's and like they marry and then nobody and they don't find it like I said, that boy doesn't even realize that it's wrong, or now he does. It's like what, like it's crazy, and I don't understand why like if my son, God forbid, I hope it never ever happen, that happened to my son, I will be livid just as much as I will be if it happened to my daughter. That shit is emotionally scarring for the rest of your life. You dealing with that, and especially if it's a male being raped by another male. It's just
not even especially. That's my point. It's not even especially. I'm saying like if it's like whether it's raped, no regardless, it's the same. Yeah. But I feel like if a man is raped by another man, it's like it's messing. They're thinking about their sexuality. Like, you know, like whether questioning what attracted, because I had a guy friend that happened to, and he was questioning his sexuality, like he was going through a lot, and it's like it's messed up either way. What I'm saying, even that stigma right there, I understand what you're saying, but even that stigma has to be removed. You feel me? To where, especially if it's a man, like nah. I don't know if y'all remember it. It was on IG a couple years ago. I don't even know if it was a skit or not. You feel me? But the dude was sitting in the car, and you would tell he was drunk, like, and he was crying. And his boy was recording. And he was like, yo, and he was crying. He was like, yo, she just took advantage of it. I think she just raped me. I didn't want to have sex with her. And he was crying. He's like, I didn't want to do that. I didn't. Like, she took advantage of me. Blah. Now, I don't even know if it was a skit, but the flames and the backlash that he was getting, the names they was calling him by women, by other men, oh, he a bitch, he a sucker. You feel me? You know he like that shit. That tells me the psychology of the masses right there. Like, so why would a man even tell you? You know what I mean? I've been in situations where I've been, as an adult, to where I've been approached by women and like they've been sexually suggested that has turned me like, yo, I'm not attracted. I don't want you touching me. You feel me? Like that to me, like that's no different from me doing that to a woman. It's no different. Like, hold on, like listen, like. Remember, Joe Button always bring up Joe Button lyrics. He always say, you know what I mean? He said, just like in the room, now she's saying I'm gay just because I didn't want to have sex with her. So now a woman is using sexuality against him. Just because he didn't want to have sex with her, something must be wrong with him. He must be gay.
Women don't like being rejected, and if you reject us, it can't be us, it got to be you.
Yeah, but that's a form of mental
a fucked up way
and
to
sexual
be, but
abuse.
I'm just telling you that's exactly what it is.
You know what I mean? But we don't. We brush that to the side because it's a man. Oh, he should just deal with it. He should be thankful that a woman wanted to touch him and have sex with him. Like, nah, it don't go like that. It don't go like that. Willie, I know as a man, you've encountered some situation with another grown woman that made you feel uncomfortable. Now, maybe you shut it down before it could get too far, but you're like, hold on, sweetheart, hold on. Calm down for a sec. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like I don't want to take a deal with you.
Yeah. I mean, I've actually been in a situation where a woman is taking advantage of me, like while I was like literally like blacked out, like, and you know, like you said, you go through that in your mind where you're like, you know, should I just accept it because it's a woman and the situation, you know, you always think like, oh, it's not that bad, or you think, you know, or somebody gonna be critical of me for feeling this way, even though this is unacceptable. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yep. You know, I mean, you go through that. I mean, it's a psychological thing, you know, where like you know, I mean, it because you know, when it's men getting attacked by straight men getting attacked by another man, the same, you know, that those sexuality feelings, that kind of stuff. I mean, that's a whole nother gambit of it, right? And then you have men that feel like they've been, you know, taken advantage of by a woman, and you know, that's a different kind of feeling, right? You know, because you're like, you know, I didn't really want to be with her, but who can I complain to? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I can't go to the police and say, well, you know, she grabbed my dick and then she started sucking my dick and all this kind of stuff and blah blah blah. And now you know, I want to press charges. Like, they're gonna be looking at you like you're crazy. You know what I mean? At least that's how you feel, you know. Right. And then you have the situations where what they say, like, you know, date rape and all that kind of stuff when it comes to women and men. And, you know, of course, if it's a woman saying, hey, this guy date raped me, you know, they gonna jump on it, right? You know, when it comes to a man, it's like, I don't know what that guy gonna do, because it's a wrap. You know, most people ain't gonna even think nothing of that. Like, what, you know, like really, you know what I mean? You know, he got a better chance if it was another man, you know, of being able to say, oh, this guy took advantage of me, or this guy did something to me. Right, or right, maybe even that, you know. But it's like, you know, the stigma around our genders and the stigma around our places in society, the stigma around, there's so many stigmas out here, you know, and like you said, Clint, it's these mindsets and these stigmas that got to change, you know, because we allow so many things just because we think it's not that bad. We allow women to say, you know, oh, you my little boyfriend to little boys because we don't think it's that bad. You know, we allow people to kiss all over little kids because we think, oh, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's so many things. You know what I mean? It was crazy because
I just thought about too. Like as parents, when you have little girls, you're very conscious of who's around your child. You're very protective, you know. Around your child. But when you have sons, you let them do what they want because you're not as attentive.
On the defense, right? Yeah, you're not on defense like that. Exactly, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, because I know when my daughter was coming up, and I think my middle daughter too. It was like, you know, you don't be sitting on men laps, and you don't do this, and you don't do that. We never said nothing when they were sitting on women laps. We never said nothing. I mean, I remember one day, I'm trying to remember who it was. I believe it was either my daughter or my son. I can't remember who it was though. But, you know, I remember having one of their aunts or something pick them up and put them on their lap, you know, facing them, you know, laying right, you know, and we don't think nothing of it. It's okay. Now, if a man would have did that, I'd have been like, oh no, you know, besides their grandfather, like, get up, no, you know what I mean? It's because we have this mindset because we're like, it's okay, it's not that bad, or it's, you know, we think nothing of it. We don't even question it, right? We don't question it. We don't, you know, we have nothing to say about it. Like you said, Clint, that number, I never thought about it like that. When you mentioned the whole, you know, oh, you my little boyfriend thing, it's like, you know, yeah, you would never allow a man to say that to a little girl. Exactly. But we let women do it all day long. It's no question.
Yeah.
not to say that they're all being malicious or that they're trying to try something, but it's just the fact is, right? And the fact of the matter is, because we would feel as malicious if it was a man to a little kid. You know what I mean?
For example, I'm at my little brother junior high school. So we had this basketball game, right? A couple weeks ago. One of his teammates, made a bucket. Now, I don't know if that lady behind me, I know it wasn't his mom. It could have been his aunt or whatever. But she screamed out, "That's what I'm talking about with your fine self." Here's my issue.
Oh, wow.
And I don't care if you're saying that. Everybody laughs. But me, I was disgusted, and I shook my head, and I made sure whoever was behind me or in front of me seen me.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom was sitting next to me. I said, and at first, my mom started caping for it. She's like, maybe that's his mom. I think that was his mom that said that. It's like, that wasn't his mom. You feel me? That's the only person.
I think I would still have a problem with it if it was his mama. Like, that's
exactly
weird.
Yeah.
Like, why would you?
Because if we was at a girls' game
and a man said that, that'd be problematic.
And her uncle said that out loud.
Right.
We would be on his ass like a Tango Bobcat.
Right.
You know what I mean? The whole thing, the whole situation would have shut down. The police that's in there would have looked at him crazy. Coaches.
Right.
Everybody would look like, yo, what are you talking about? Her father, her mother, everybody would look at that uncle. But since it was a woman, who I believe was his aunt, screamed that out, everybody laughed.
That's still weird to me. I wouldn't have found that funny to me myself. I don't see nothing funny in that.
Big bro,
I don't care who it would have.
Yeah,
I probably would look like what?
Any grown woman saying that to a grown boy, that's crazy.
Yo, it disgusted me so much. I'm like, yo. And then when my mom realized that it wasn't his mom that said that, then she felt uncomfortable. You know what I mean? My boy sitting next to me, he started feeling uncomfortable. Like, yo, like, but then y'all want to say, you know what I mean, we don't protect the women. But y'all not protecting our boys. And now he's going to think that type of behavior is acceptable. You feel me? He's going to think it's right.
Of course,
now, other little boys going to be out there, they're going to want that same attention from another grown woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he get it. You feel me? That's human nature.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Like, so that's why I said when we have these conversations, it just can't be a one-sided conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm all with y'all on the Me Too, all them sexual predators. Get them out of here. Got no empathy for them. But we going to have that same energy when it comes to the males.
Mm-hmm.
And to women predators, too. You feel me? We're going to have that same energy. That's why I said, like, this conversation is a bigger conversation. Because even within that R. Kelly doc, you know, when, like I said, they touched on him being molested, him and all three of his brothers being molested when they were young.
Right.
You know, and then, now, since you brought up SVU, I just watched the last SVU. And it was two older guys. You know, the story was like, you know, one of the older guys, he was a ghostwriter, so he was writing a book, but it was from a young man's perspective about being prostituted out, right? So when the cops really found out that it was an old man writing his book, and he realized that they was writing the book from his own perspective. He had an older brother. They was old. You feel me? And, you know, come down to the end of the show, you found out that both brothers were molested by somebody at a camp or a wild community center or whatever when they were younger. So that's where he was getting those stories from from his own personal experience. But two brothers, one had a massive heart attack at the end. You know, they had him in two separate rooms because they found their mom's body in the freezer. So they had him two separate, like, prison rooms, cells or whatever. And they both was telling their story about how they was molested by the same guy. And the older brother was like, I was supposed to, I'll protect my young brother, so I wouldn't let him, I allowed it to happen to me so it wouldn't happen to him. But little did he know it was happening to his brother and a bunch of other boys as well. But they never spoke about it. So at the end, when the older brother had a heart attack, he died, he on his, you know, they say it goes off with the younger brother telling him what happened. And like, I should have told you sooner, this, that, and the third. But that's to the bigger picture of, as young boys, as men, you're not supposed to speak of it because they ask, well, why you never told anybody? Why you didn't tell your dad? Why you didn't tell your brother? Why you didn't tell your mom? She might, I wouldn't tell my mom because she would have disowned me. What type of weakling or coward are you? So I didn't tell nobody. That's what he said. And, like, that's true in a lot of situations. Because we think young girls, when they come up and speak up, because I know a lot of young girls, when they spoke up and told their mothers what happened, their mothers didn't believe them.
Right.
Which hurted my heart. So imagine a young boy coming to his mother and tell her, you really think she's going to believe him?
True.
Absolutely not. Especially in this community. In this black community, like, nah. Like, nah. And it goes back to one of them old shows we did about the over-sexualization of society. Like, we overly sexualized. Too. That's another part of it. Everything is sex, 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 sex. The lowest desire.
Yeah. I know. I'm going to give out the number again at 657-383-1155. So if that want to call in and chime in on the conversation. But I don't know. I just feel like everybody that's done that to any child or any person, I feel like, first of all, if you rape somebody, you need to be castrated. And for sexually assaulting people, you need to go either under the jail. And if it's a child, you need to be castrated too, because that's just, it's emotionally. You carry that with you for the rest of your life.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of the issues could be avoided without, one, like you said, we really should have taken the celebrity away, and that would have helped some of it. The other issue is that when people need actual psychological help, you know what I mean? They have either, it could be low self-esteem, it could be just not even low self-esteem, just having the codependency of allowing somebody to run their life or take advantage of them psychologically, mentally, whatever the case may be. There's a whole list of things that could be either wrong or a person is allowing to be done to them that can stop a lot of this, right? But I think a lot of people are taking or allowing this to happen, for their own benefit or because they don't want to rock the boat or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? You got, like you said, you have these enablers, you have these people who really should have said something up front, really should have, if they think they his friend or that person's friend or whatever the case may be, family members or whatever, they should have been in there, step in, do something about it, not just sit there and let it happen. I think that a lot of it, like I said, was people's agendas, people's what they call it, people wanting to benefit from the situation, that kind of thing. So I think a lot of it happened because of that, because people are trying to benefit from this situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it's been a lot of different stuff that came to light in the last couple of days. They showed videos of the females that were in the video at a concert back in 2016. They got different. They just recently posted a video, which is fake. It's a video of him allegedly saying that he paid all them off to make extra money by going on Lifetime, selling his story to basically relinquish his brand and make him more money by people that was going to still support him regardless. But it was actually a video that he had made prior, talking about him marrying his mom. It was like a weird video, but they basically went over it and was like, did like a voiceover and was just saying that how he was playing it out to make it be what it was, so to speak, from the beginning. So it's so many different things that are coming out, and I just find it. I just feel like some of this stuff with these girls, and now he had them they've been around him for years, and they're still around him. Even in 2018, one mom actually finally got her daughter back. Her daughter ended up going back to him 3 days later, but then finally going back, escaping again and going back with her mom, and she's seeking counseling and stuff like that. And that's as early as May of 2018. So for the people that say that it's not current, that was old, stuff is still currently happening. And then there was a rumor now that's saying that he's going to leave the country to go where he can find, go where it's not illegal to mess with minors.
Looking for asylum, where there's no extradition.
Yeah.
Extradition, so he can't get locked up. But
my thing is, it's bigger than Nino Brown. The quote, famous quote from New Jack City. It's bigger than Nino Brown. It's bigger than me. You feel me? Like I just said, that man 2 days ago, just performing, you had women still screaming and yelling for him. So to me, that tells me, it's a whole lot of people out there that just accept this type of behavior and see nothing wrong with it. And until we stop deifying these celebrities, this cycle gonna continue. The cycle gonna continue. It's going.
I mean, he definitely should answer for the abuse of the minors. He definitely should answer for the serial manipulation and abuse and the physical abuse. And I think that people who either set people up to be in that, which I don't know how deep that got. Like I said, I haven't seen the show. I mean, if it got to that point, they should be held accountable as well.
The girls bring other girls in.
Oh, okay, so that's a little different. So yeah, so it's like,
not all of them, but he was bringing he had a young girl see another young girl.
Yeah, because I know there was one girl who one of, I think TMZ had interviewed, that she's like, oh no, I'm good, I love where I'm at, blah blah blah. So she, I know she's probably more of a recruiter than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a fine line. Just the R. Kelly thing, besides the abuse and the minor stuff, everything else is such a fine line, because you have to make the decision of, is this criminal or is it not? And a lot of it's not. And that's,
hold on, guys. We have a caller.
Hello?
You're on the line with GFC Radio.
Hey, what's happening, y'all?
Hello.
What's going on, bro?
Hey, yeah. What's up, Sabrina? This is Ralph.
Hi, Ralph.
What's going on, brother?
Chilling, man. So, I'm good. So here's my thing with the situation, right? As far as the docuseries that came out, I do believe on one hand it was a good thing, because as you may know now, he's currently under investigation, in Atlanta, as far as, them trying to, pile evidence or, in regards to a lot of the claims that's happened. But the thing that bothers me the most is that, there are people that are really just out for a money grab. We've all been seeing in the past couple days, what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And I blame Lifetime too, because at the end of the day, it's really about the bag, and that's bothering me. You know what I'm saying? It's like you look at these claims that some of these people, I'm not saying all, because the truth be told, out of the people that came forth or whatever, like I do believe like a couple of them, like their stories are like legit, but you have those who are really just treating this as a come up, and the evidence is coming out. And to me, it's almost kind of undermining what the whole docuseries was for anyway.
Facts.
Facts. And that's kind of crazy to me.
Out of the few out of the many, there's a couple people that are actually lying, and then you have and it's sad because for the actual victims, it sucks because they're really telling their story, but one false person can ruin to make they all lying.
That's true, but it's even more. It's more than one false person, You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of taken away. And as far as the whole him trying to move to Africa, the reason why he's trying to move to Africa as well is that the age of consent in Africa is 14.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's trying to do that. So, my hopes is that, they can, get him, before he can try to make that move. You know what I'm saying? Because he's still being booked. He's on tour right now. And also what I don't like is that the fact that now you have people who's coming out and bringing out other people like, well, when Jay-Z hooked up with Beyonce, she was 16 and he was 28. And when Diddy got with one of his baby mamas, he was like 28 or something, and she was 15 and everything like that. And to me, it's apples and oranges because they wasn't holding nobody hostage. You know what I'm saying? Those situations were totally different. And I think we're getting away from what the real issue is here. And the fact is, okay, if we want to go after R. Kelly, then guess what? We need to go after all of them. Because what bothered me the most is when in the first part of that docuseries, how his tour manager was laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was laughing. He was laughing like it was a joke. He was like, we was in the hotel, it wasn't a big deal. And I forged her signature and the age and I did. I'm like, that's criminal.
Yeah.
And they're laughing and joking about it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
I was there when they got married. She's like, she wanted help, but like what is wrong with you?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, that's crazy because y'all sat around and understand he could not have done this by himself.
Exactly.
There's no way he could have done all this by himself. They even it said it right there that it wasn't just the fact that he was going to these high schools. They were actually with him. They were even when they would go to the mall, because they said that when they would have a show at a certain town, they would go right to the mall. What is the mall? The mall is like the place where all the little girls go at. And they would go. He would point to okay, go back and get that one my number, get that, and they were doing it. So my thing is let's not put too much focus on R. Kelly. Let's get the rest of them too, because they all need to be held accountable. Okay, because if you're going to get these girls to bring back to him, then y'all just as guilty as he is.
Exactly.
It's no different.
No different. None.
If I shoot somebody,
you go get caught up too.
You go get me
absolutely, because ironically her single dropped the same day the documentary came out. Come on.
Exactly.
Facts.
That's what I said.
It's sad.
All of them around him, his whole entourage, everybody that was doing business with him are his accomplices.
Yeah, they're all accomplices.
They're all accomplices. So, like, I don't want to. And I think the tour manager that we were speaking about,
yes,
I think he just got arrested.
I hope so. I hope so. Because what they're doing is they're looking like disgruntled employees because they don't work for him anymore. So I guess they feel like, okay, well, we don't work with him anymore, so now we can come out and tell our truth or whatever like that. No, you're not exonerating yourself. If anything, you're implicating yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're no different. You know what I mean? So don't think because you can get on some tape and be like, oh, yeah, well, he was doing this, he was doing that. And no, you don't get off that easy either.
You're an accessory.
You know?
That's what that is.
Yeah, they're all accessories. But that's a problem within the black culture itself. You know what I'm saying? Because we do that. We do that. We sweep everything under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how many R. Kelly?
It was what goes in his house stays in his house. And don't tell family business.
Exactly. You know how many R. Kellys yeah, exactly. Like, you know how many R. Kellys there are in the black community? You know what I'm saying? There's so many. And that's the thing is, it's your uncle, your daddy, your brother, you know what I'm saying, your mother, your sister, your granddaddy, you know what I'm saying? It happens. But we've been trained in the black community, like, hey, listen, don't even worry about that. Don't listen. We ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about that. And that's the problem because we don't talk about anything. We don't talk about it. We don't address it. We sweep it under a rug, and then what we're doing is we're passing it on to the next generation because that's what happened with R. Kelly. You know what I mean? It's a generational curse.
It's true because even with in my situation, when I got raped by my uncle, everybody was like, "Oh no, it didn't happen." Like it was a big deal about me being quiet, not saying nothing, not talking to the police. It was this whole big deal. They did all this extra shit, right? Then come to find out years later, I found out that it happened to my cousin that moved away. And when she found out it happened to me, she was like, "He's still doing that," and I was like, "That's crazy." So they've been covering for him for years, and I was the one that ended up taking it to the police.
Yeah,
like,
that's generational stuff, man.
I got the backlash of it because now I'm breaking up the family, blah, and it's like, but this nigga been doing it, y'all. Like, what are we just all being quiet about this? Like this, and it's crazy because I would never say to my child that if she said to me, or any of my children, or my son said to me, "Mom, so-and-so did X, Y, Z, we got a problem. I'm not sweeping nothing under the rug. We have a problem. This will not be a repeat." Because, and then on top of that, a lot of people felt like with these victims, because Aaliyah's mom didn't speak up, and because of the other girl's mom didn't speak up, or parents didn't speak up, this would enable him to embolden him to keep on doing what he's doing, because if they had caught it at the beginning, he wouldn't have continued.
Yeah, because they were bought off. They were bought off, and I got an issue with them too. You're right, because I have an issue with Aaliyah's parents too. Because if you remember, it said it in the docuseries. The tour manager said it. R. Kelly had to pay Aaliyah's parents $100,000 for them not to go public, and that's what happened. So my thing is like this. So you mean you can be bought? You can be bought. You can, your child can be bought. So basically, you're okay with it. Like, okay, all right, well, we're gonna remove her from the situation, but we're gonna take your $100,000 and then we'll just go our own way and just move on with life. No, that's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. That situation right there should have immediately been brought to the police. Charges should have been filed and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Come on now, $100,000.
It won her career.
My thing as a father, you feel me? I'm gonna tell you right now, as a father, I'm just speaking for me. As a father, the last people I'm calling is the police. He don't have to worry about the police. You know who he has to worry about? Me. You understand? He has to work because I'm coming at him 1,000,000 miles per hour. And the only thing that's going to stop me is death. He's going to have to kill me.
I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail.
Yeah, that's what my son was.
I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail.
He was getting so mad. He was like, I would have fucked him up.
I'm going to jail. I'm kicking doors in. I'll burn that whole building down. Forget all that throwing rocks and shit out the window. Damn that. My daughter's in there. Okay, she ain't coming out? Okay, guess what? I would light this whole motherfucker on fire and everybody coming the fuck out of there. Okay? That's what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Y'all niggas will see me on, or just like Master P said it. Master P said it the best. He said, you wouldn't see me sitting down interviews or on no only channel you would see me on will be CNN. Okay? Because I'm fucking shit up. You ain't gonna tell me this motherfucker got my damn daughter locked up in a damn house some damn where and I can't get to her, I can't see her, talk to her? You think I'm throwing a fucking rock? If anything, I'll throw a grenade. I'll throw a grenade through that motherfucking window.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing. I'm blowing the whole bitch up. And everybody gotta come out of there.
Everybody.
But it's the bag. It's the bag. Because now they one of the even with Drea, his ex-wife, she ain't shit either.
100%.
She ain't shit either. She came out. You seen the tapes, the video. She coming out talking about, that's my baby daddy. That's my family. You know how it is with family and all this stuff. And I wish somebody would say something. Oh, you saying that shit now. But, when the cameras is on you, you a victim. Oh, you escaped. You got away.
Yeah, I don't think he.
You know what I'm saying? Get the whole entire fuck out of here.
I didn't like her story at all because, he's controlling. I'll give her that because everybody said he's controlling. I'm not disputing that. But, I really don't. I don't know. I don't know why she was on there.
Nah.
I really want to know why.
Her story doesn't make sense to me. But for the simple fact is, I don't know one woman personally. This is why I say it's a money grab, and a lot of them people use it. You feel me? You had a choice. Can't no man just pop up on you, this is all wet.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
And you just go along with it. That's, you know what I mean?
Just go right along with it.
You feel me? And then
that's what I said. That sounded suspect. Women been playing their weddings for years. You think everybody we have to do playing what now? I'm doing this shit. You ain't about to do nothing. You supposed to show up with a suit on. You ain't supposed to. All this is my dream. But yeah, it was that whole. It was just I didn't like her, and I didn't like Sparkle. I had no.
I didn't know. No, you dropping singles. Ironically, on the same day that the docu-series comes out, you dropping singles. How convenient is that you gonna drop a single on this? Come on, y'all riding waves, man.
And she was like, "How did you get here?" It would have been a problem.
Exactly.
There's no way.
And she's by herself.
I would have called her parents, looked at her ass about what the fuck you doing, bringing her, what this nigga do, blah, blah. Bitch, don't you ever in your life. No, you can't come back no more. It would have been done.
No, it would have been over. Fuck a music career. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, it should have never happened from the get-go.
And she knew he wasn't shit.
He was.
Yeah, she knew that. But now you want to come out with your little fake ass tears and all this bullshit. No, you let her, you let that situation happen because you could have did it that whole situation. You could have got her out of there. You didn't have to have her involved in that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit. But let me tell y'all something. If y'all notice this, right? Because I had a conversation not too long ago, about this whole situation. Let me ask y'all a question, right? How many white girls did you see?
None.
None, right? None. Mm-hmm. Now, check this out. Bill Cosby. 3/4 of them were white women. Mm-hmm. And they all came for him. That's why R. Kelly's been able to get away with this shit, because it's no different than black-on-black crime. These white motherfuckers don't give a fuck if it's happening to us, if we're doing it to ourselves. They don't care. They don't care. But guess what? With Bill Cosby, all them white women was in there and coming forth and saying this, that, and the third. Oh, hell no. Oh, now he's public enemy number one. I guarantee you, if there was one white girl that was in that whole situation, R. Kelly would have been in jail. He would have been in jail. Because that's what happened. That's exactly what happened with Bill. Listen, they dug up an old case that was already settled. People forget.
Hello?
What Bill got convicted of, it was... Hello?
No, he blacked out. That's all back.
Hello?
Still there.
I think he's
Can you hear me?
He's going. Yeah, we hear you now.
Now that's... I don't know what's going on.
In and out.
Can you hear me?
You might be in a bad area. I don't know. Yeah, we just lost the caller. Hopefully that caller calls back. But it's just craziness.
But I mean, I think a lot of it is all the agendas, all the money. People, I mean, money make people do crazy stuff, and they don't care about anybody but themselves. So they'll allow money to allow them to sell off their kids, sell off their family, sell off themselves. You know, it's crazy, but that's what happens. I think.
I don't know.
You know.
I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. A caller just called back. I want to get him back on. Hello.
But
hello.
Like I said, I think he has to answer. He definitely has to answer to the situations with his kids and the situations with the abuse. He has to. That's unacceptable. So you know, that is not what anybody's signing up for. Irregardless.
Fact.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all watch the court. Like, one of my favorite podcasts to watch. Corey Holcomb.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it because he don't give no fucks. And, you know,
none.
He's straightforward. You feel me? And this is why I said, you know, I know some people, because this is the point I was making earlier, and I know some people going to look at me crazy and not agree with me. But, because he had an issue with the parents, but like I was saying earlier, you know, not all of them, but you know some of them young girls, like I was mentioning, we grew up with them. They was pursuing him just as much as he was pursuing them. So he got this lady on there, Darlene. Now this is Ice-T's baby mom, right?
The light-skinned girl, right?
Yeah, the Spanish. I mean, not Spanish.
Yeah,
like
the Spanish. I don't know if she's like, she look kind of Asian or some shit.
She called herself Mexican.
Yeah, well, Mexican. Anyway, she one of them.
Yeah. Anyway, so they brought up on the show because you know she killing R. Kelly. They're like, well, what about you and Ice-T? Ice-T was 28. You was 16. Did you see something wrong there? And she started caping. I wasn't 16. I was 17, this, that, and the third when I got pregnant, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Mm-hmm. But Corey was making a point, like, some of them girls, y'all don't want to admit it, but y'all know in the community, some of them girls was hoes. You feel me? If it's out of all, some of them, what, you feel me, are hoes. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So she was like, well, what if that was your child? And he said the point that me and you was just saying, Ralph, and I'm pretty sure Willie the same way. My child wouldn't have went over there.
Why everybody going in and out? I don't know what's happening.
Nah.
I think
he was like, my child would not have went over there.
Nope.
You feel me? He said that's the difference between me and them.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? He was like, all I need is to know some foul shit went on before. Listen, you not going over there. He said the problem was the parents and some of these fast-ass kids. And we don't want to admit that because automatically we want to say be victim shaming.
You know what I mean? But there's no way that...
I understand
there's no way...
line, but we know.
You're right. There's no way... There's no way that I'm dropping my 14, 15-year-old daughter over some grown-ass man house, over some music career or anything like that without me being there.
Exactly.
That's just not happening. I don't care who he is. No, I'm not doing that. No, okay. Oh, okay. We got a studio session today. Okay, all right, then that's what we got to do. I'm right here. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of that. Oh, you can drop her. No, nigga, I'll drop you off at the graveyard. Like, get the fuck out of here. No, I ain't doing none of that. I ain't doing none of that.
And no way my daughter gonna come to me and be like,
oh, Dad, I'm about to take this flight out to Chicago.
Oh, man.
You don't sit your stupid ass down.
Yeah.
Who you talking to?
Hell yeah. I'm like, we taking that. You mean we taking that flight to Chicago? We taking that flight.
That shit is crazy.
And then one family sent their other teenage daughter with their daughter, and thought that she was going to save her. Like, let's see.
That's crazy.
Like, I need y'all to understand what the magnitude of what the fuck is going. Like we said, we are very protective of our girls. You can't be that stupid.
That's not weird. Yeah, that's crazy.
We got a couple minutes left, Sonny.
Yeah, we got to get ready to visit the show. But I want to thank y'all for listening, and thank you, caller, for calling in, because definitely.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Brother Ralph.
It was a pleasure. It was definitely a pleasure, man. I'll definitely be tuned in again. The next conversation or the next show, whenever. You know what I'm saying? I'm locked. Yeah. I'm dialed in.
Appreciate you.
Dialed in, definitely. But it's just crazy. I just think that as parents we need to step it up. Some people are not great parents. You have to take care of your kids in the sense of every way that it needs to be. You have to be like mindful of your boys, and just as mindful of the boys as you are with the girls. You have to protect our kids, period. And you have to make better decisions. And kids can't really, if you know your kid is not at that level. Like, I don't care. I don't care if my daughter's 16. I don't care. I want to know where you're going, who you're going with, what time you're going to be back. I track you. Like, I have questions, comments, and concerns. I'm all up and through it. You can't go to somebody's house without me knowing who these people are, what parents they are, what's happening. I need to know. I need a parent number. I can pop up and, like, address. I need to know what's the neighborhood. Like, it's all that. Like, I don't even want you dating somebody that I don't know who their family is, because I don't know what type of people they are. They might not be right. I don't know.
Exactly.
But I think a lot of people get so complacent, especially, like, and it's not in the defense of these, not in the defense of people, but I know most of us are working parents. We got to do. Some of us are single parents, but you still need to parent your child. Your child is not an adult. I know a lot of people think that once your child is a certain age, they can fend for themselves. You still have to make sure that they're good.
Yep.
And I think people drop the ball on that, and in the black family, we need to ban that stigma of what goes in his house stays in his house, and keep family business. Sometimes family business needs to be everybody's business, because shit go wrong.
Yep.
Because it's crazy. Because I know we all got stories of shit that happened in our family, and it's like, oh, if you told somebody your grandma mad you said something, but it's the fucking truth, and it needs to be told, and people need to stop silencing people, because that's part of the problem.
That's why it'll never heal. It'll never heal.
Yeah, I would hate to be that parent that my kid is too scared to tell me what's going on. If something happens to them, they think I won't believe you. I'm gonna believe you until proven not true. I'm gonna believe you wholeheartedly.
Yeah, or I'm gonna find out what's going on. Like, I'm not gonna just shift you up. Like, girl, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You always talking. You don't know what you're talking about. I ain't here. No, word that happened. Okay, I'm asking questions. I'm stepping to people the whole nine. Like, we're not gonna just act like this ain't happened, because that's the problem. We'll act like we'll just shush it away. Like, okay, you know what? We're gonna deal with this later. No, we're gonna deal with this shit right now. That's what we're gonna do. Facts.
Exactly. Well, let's wrap the show, guys. We got less than 6 minutes, and I don't want the lady cutting us off.
I just want to say my last words. My last words on this whole topic is protect our boys just as much as we protect our girls. Because if he would have got help, him and his brothers would have got help at a young age, like y'all said, would have been able in an environment where they can speak up. Because a lot of boys are molested by women or other males. His life and his actions could have turned out differently. And you see the tragedy that he caused other lives. And so protect our boys just as much as we protect our girls.
Amen. That needs to be a shirt. I'm just saying.
All right.
But y'all know y'all can hit me up on my blog site, kingstruth.com, on Twitter, at @eTrenton Holla at your boy.
Thanks.
Willie?
This your boy Willie Styles. Hit me up at Willie Styles everywhere. WillieStyles.info for all my links. Styles.radio.com. Hit me up.
And of course, it's your girl Sunny. I am Sunny_D. Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. You can check out my blog, unreservedlyme.com. Thank y'all for listening to tonight's show. Hit up teespring.com/stores/GST Radio. Our website is gstradioshow.com. Hit us up on Facebook, like our page on Facebook, Instagram at GST_radio. That's also our Twitter
See you on 7 days.
ID as well. Thank you guys for listening to tonight. Clint?
See you on 7 days.
Night.
Holla.
What's in store for your business this week at Staples?
Doing business like a CEO while saving like a CFO.
Staples has all the supplies you need to run your business like a boss at prices that'll make your bookkeeper smile.
Now that is an achievement.
Everything from markers and pens to 2019 desk calendars.
And right now, a 12-pack of Sharpie markers and an 8-pack of Expo dry erase markers are only $4.99 each.
At Staples, where there's a whole lot in store. Ends 1/19/19 in store only.